Welcome to Barnstable Today. I'm Len Gobeil. Attorney Dan Creedon appeared before the Barnstable Licensing Authority Monday morning. Attorney Creedon represented the Provo Brazil Steakhouse, an old restaurant with a new name and hopefully a new idea for Main Street, Hyannis. After a $2 million renovation, the owners talked about what it would be like to be inside the restaurant. Dan Creedon provided us with the vision.
The idea here is to bring this property back to its former prestige. Everyone knows this property as the Ace of Bears House. It occupies a very central location in the town, and it'd be a good thing for the town, good thing for downtown Hyannis to have a good anchor property that's going to have a consistent tenancy there and a consistent operation that's going to stay there for more than 1 or 2 seasons, which has been the history of it for the last 10 years, as this board is well aware. As indicated in the description, it's a large property, and this renovation that that the landlord is undertaking is quite extensive. In some places, there's 35 to 40 foot dramatic ceiling space. There is a proposed 21-seat patio bar. In discussion with staff, Mr. Geiler informed me that this was one of the first properties on Main Street that had patio dining, and that's one of the things that is being stressed here. There is a proposed 3,300 square foot patio with a patio bar, which the permit was recently pulled for, so you'll see that going up soon. That's proposed to have 21 seats at the bar, and then there's another 95 seats at tables and lounge seating. Some of the lounge seating would be situated around a fire pit. So that's designed to draw people in off the street and get them interested in the property, and also have an area for a nice Main Street side dining area. The inside of the property, as indicated in the description, is 3,853 square feet, and we're proposing the seating, the tables and the seating indicated in the application, 42 tables inside with 172 seats, and then a bar in the front bar area where the bar historically has been, adjacent to the patio, and that's going to be more of a all the way around. You could walk all around the bar that's being constructed now, and that would have 25 seats. The vision here is to Mr. Malegny, being the majority owner of the property, has seen over the last decade a kind of rapid succession of operations of different restaurants there that haven't lasted long. They've been very short-lived. So finally, he decided that he'd like to put forth this collaborative effort with Mr. De Oliveira to put something in place that's going to be able to be a stable operation that's going to last more than 1 or 2 seasons. It's going to be a good thing for the town and for the downtown to create an anchor property, a destination property for people. The exterior of the appearance, if you've seen it lately, this property was starting to get run down. It's being completely renovated outside and in, new window schedules, new door schedules to bring it back and to make it period correct. And that's what they've done to comply with the requirements of historic, and that is nearing its end. The idea here is to have a limited breakfast service, to have a lunch and a full lunch and dinner service year-round. The menu concept is a reflection of the principals, who are both Mr. Malegny is Italian, so the idea is to have Italian food and also to have Brazilian, stemming from Mr. De Oliveira's background. So it's going to be a combination of Brazilian food and Italian food, kind of a half-and-half menu, if you will. And the idea is to do an upscale dining experience here, but to do it and deliver it to people with value at a reasonable price.
At the conclusion of his presentation, Chairman of the Licensing Authority, Martin Hoxie, asked the first question.
You mentioned the menu, and I see that it's extensive. And my question is this going to be primarily a restaurant or a nightclub or a combination of both?
Restaurant.
And what type of entertainment do you plan on having, and how will you contain the noise from this entertainment on your premises?
The entertainment's going to be inside. There's an entertainment area designated towards the front of the property, and it will be amplified, but it'll be contained by virtue of the fact that it's going to be inside. The type of entertainment, I think, is, in my discussions with my client, similar to what Dave Colombo has at the Black Cat in the bar area there, a singer with a piano, maybe at maximum a three-piece or four-piece live band, and then to be recorded. I think the idea is to have recorded music as well, and then the TVs as well for the entertainment.
Will there be amplified music on the outside patio or outside lounge at any time?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, well, that's quite important on the containment of any noise.
No, they're not going to have any outside music.
And what time will you be serving the dinner? When will the dinner hour end?
10 p.m.
And then the entertainment will continue until 12:45.
12:45, yeah.
The seating that you have applied for has been approved by the builder commissioner, is that correct?
I sat with Mr. Perry and we went over it. It was fairly extensive, a little confusing at first, but we slogged through it and he's reviewed and approved it.
And you mentioned this is obviously an annual operation. In the middle of winter, this place, when the business is a little slack, are they going to stay open, or are they going to be closing for renovations and things like that during the winter?
We want to draw all the business. We do intend to stay open year-round.
Chairman Martin Hoxie then commented on the history of this particular location.
I'm not disparaging any place, but this authority has broad experience on Main Street, in the Main Street area, with establishments that started out with one type of entertainment, but they found it was more lucrative to have entertainment that was attracting a large amount of people. And as a result of that, it created a lot of noise, a lot of disturbances. This authority, in my opinion, is not going to approve anything that turns out to be a nightclub that causes disruption, police activity, and if it is approved, as soon as police activity occurs, caused by disturbances, caused by the number of people, by the type of music, then this entertainment license will not stand, as long as the applicants realize this.
Mr. Chairman, I understand that. My client understands that. And I think you don't have to look far. I think you look at the history of this property and prior operations there to in some of what you were explaining and describing. I think what you have now, I would present to the board, is an element of consistency and accountability that wasn't there before, with Mr. Milegny's involvement as the owner, the majority owner of the property. We certainly, both from a perspective of being a principal with the applicant and as being the majority owner of the property, doesn't want to have those kind of problems at a property that he's running and a property that he is a majority owner of as well.
I understand that, but it's awful difficult to be an owner when they're playing a type of music after the restaurant closes and their place is half full, when all they have to do is employ certain type of entertainment, and they'll be coming from Boston, and you'll have lines down the sidewalk all the way down Pearl Street with a lot of money in their pockets. It's very difficult to look the other way when that situation occurs. And I just want to make sure that we're not going to allow a rowdy nightclub in this area.
That's not what this is going to be. Obviously, you have the authority to bring my clients back here, suspend or revoke their entertainment license.
Well, it certainly looks like from the application a pretty well-run place with an extensive menu. But we've had this before, and it just didn't turn out, especially in the winter weekends when things were slow, and maybe in a stone's throw away, they were standing in line to get in to listen to certain types of entertainment. So as long as the applicant is aware of it.
We'll have more on the application by attorney Dan Creedon for the Provo Brazil Steakhouse on Main Street, Hyannis, on tomorrow's program on Barnstable Today.